don't know if your phone will show or not, but you see the shiny stuff right here?
Oh yes.
That's the nectar they're bringing in. And so what they do is they place the nectar and then they dehydrate it by fanning their wings over it. And when it gets to the proper moisture content, then they cap it, and then it's honey. And once it's capped, it's good pretty much indefinitely. And if you can see the little yellow,
Yes.
those are, that's where they've stored pollen. And I don't see any eggs on this side. Eggs are brood.
How long does it usually take
To what?
to like make like a
to make it honey?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell. See this bee right here?
The big one? Black
That's
bottom?
what's called a drone.
Yeah.
That's a drone. These others are worker bees, and this is a drone, and that's the boy. And they pretty much got a free ride. They don't collect anything. All they do is
The women
eat.
gotta do everything?
Yeah. All they do is eat and then fly around and mate with queens when.
Yeah, that's their job. But the bad thing for them is in the winter, when it starts getting towards winter, the worker bees kick them out of the hive and they die. Because all they do is eat. So they're like, nope, can't have you now. So we got to save our stores for them. Okay, is it?
Whoa.
I'm not seeing any food on that side.
It says it will take a little while for them to get capped brood.
It will?
It will.
Okay, because we just looked at them.
So it's not done yet?
It's not. I hope to find a frame here in a second where the queen has laid eggs. The eggs have developed into larvae, and the larvae, when it grows to a certain point, they cap it and they finish growing, and then they chew out of it. Where are you, Queenie?
Let's see. Queen, right there.
Yep. Point her out again.
She's the big one right there. Right there, she's walking around.
And you see how she has an elongated abdomen, and I need to get the light just right
To see if there's any
to
babies.
see if there's any babies.
Is that a bad sign?
Well, they need to be, now that it's spring, they need to be in the mode of producing more babies to get ready to start drawing in this nectar.
And she was making babies, but she was making, putting her eggs, laying eggs in new drawn, and we switched out some comb, and she may not be happy with this comb.
Unfortunately, see this one, that's the stinger.
Oh, it died.
Yeah, well, it doesn't immediately die, but it will. You see how it's moving? It's still pumping venom down in there. If that were my skin, I'd be hurting. And I unfortunately just kind of put my finger down on that one.
So this one doesn't look as active. Is it because it has 2 boxes?
Well, that's a good question. They recommend that you keep 2 hives so you can kind of compare. I don't think there's as many bees in this one as there is the other one. So we're just going to pull and kind of look. And this queen was laying, but not laying well. And she seems to like to go up and down in the frames instead of side to side. Yeah, there's nothing there, no nectar, no. Yeah, there is some nectar in that. They're coming, they're putting stuff away. So this is what capped honey looks like. So that's honey and pollen. And this side is fully capped.
Whoa.
And so that's what we cut off with a hot knife whenever we're, but that's good.
When we're harvesting.
Yep.
Get this hive beetle. There he is.
Those are bad. They're a pest. They're a pest that if the hive is not a strong hive, it can kill a hive. There's three pests that we're always battling: the hive beetle, the wax moth, and mites, the varroa mite.
All right. She has been laying up here.
Has she? That's good news.
So if you look, so in these open cells in the middle, you will see a little tiny,
Rice.
it's not even rice. I mean, it's like, it's just a little white line. And you almost need a magnifying glass to see it. Do you see them, Kim?
Yes.
All right.
That's awesome.
So that's good. That's good news.
That is encouraging. We were worried about this queen. Yeah, I heard them just change. It's in this one.
I don't know why.
Babies. Ooh.
All right, see, that is what we call capped brood. So those are where eggs were laid, babies were grown, and if you look right here, you see, I don't know if you can you see the white things down in there? So those are baby bee larvae that are getting ready to be capped.
So she's laying. Good on
See,
you,
that's
girl.
one that's getting capped right now. See how it's almost closed off? She's got an awfully odd brood pattern though.
I know. You want a queen to lay a very nice rounded brood, almost solid.
Kind of all the way across the frame.
Mostly in the middle. But she's laying though, more than she was.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's encouraging.
How long do bees stay alive?
So right now, as they are, so the life cycle is they hatch out and they become what's called nurse bees. They're the ones that take care of the brood before they hatch. And as they age, and I don't know, yeah, that's good. Something's happened.
She's changed.
She's kind of
This is
turned
normal.
on.
This is normal.
Yeah, that's a pretty good brood pattern.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Lord.
So is that. This is more brood than she's had.
Had before. Something has.
And I don't know if it's because we put empty frames down here, because there's a whole nother frame of them.
Good. She's finally turned on.
As they graduate from nurse bees, they become what's called foragers or worker bee. They're all worker bees, but they become foragers. They're the ones that go out and find the nectar. And they live for about 6 weeks because they're working pretty hard there. You know, they kind of fly their little wings off.
What are these?
That's just called burcomb.
Okay, let's make sure we don't have a queen cell. It's settled.
So that makes sense why they have to constantly have
Yeah.
babies.
Now, look at this. You see how this strand is different than this?
Yeah.
So this is what's called drone comb.
They're bigger.
Those are all going to be boy bees. The flat ones, they're all going to be girl bees.
And now you need boy bees because they do the mating flight.
bought her, and she has a blue dot on her. Makes her easier to find.
Hoping to see her.
You see her.
Now that's a drone.
That's a drone.
He's bigger. He's just kind of a big old guy.
I think we've just missed her.
I don't know. There's a lot of bees here. Maybe
Well, that was where we added the brood from down there.
That's right. Oh, and now they need brood, honey. We could switch. Sometimes
That's brood.
Sometimes we take a frame of babies and we put it to another hive just to encourage them to lay, or because the bees will have something to do. Oh, that's brood. This is from down there.
And that was all new comb they made just in a week. So there's a whole lot more. This one's getting ready
To go boom.
to go boom.
Yeah.
That's good. More brood. I mean,
We need to take some of this brood down there. At
Um,
least one. Maybe it'll help her.
I don't know
What turned her on?
I don't know what turned her on, but
We were actually worried about this hive. Not so much now. Yay!
I mean, this is what I wanted. This is what I
Right.
wanted to see a couple of weeks ago.
I know.
But I mean, there's brood on nearly every frame.
That's awesome.
Let me see.
Wow. Do we see any brood down there, Sweet Pea?
No, I didn't see any brood down there.
Okay. Can we take one and give them something to work on?
Yeah.
Because it seemed to help these guys. Can't believe we haven't seen her.
No, I know it.
I think
Maybe
she's
that was
in
all the
here.
noise.
I think I missed her up in the top.
I do. I think she's up here because they made that noise, and
And then that's just honey. Or that's just nectar that they've brought in.
I think she's in here. And see, when a queen is in a hive, the whole hive is quieter. When they are queenless, the bees are kind of loud because they're not settled.